Welcome to the Connected Health Podcast, where we bring together the science of functional health, the strategy of sustainable habits, and the wisdom of your body to help you feel vibrant, strong, and empowered. I'm your host, Vanessa Cohn. I'm an integrative health practitioner, nutrition coach, and personal trainer, and I own Connected Habits Coaching. What I do is help men and women heal from the inside out using personalized strategies rooted in hormone health, metabolism, nervous system support, and root cause healing. If you've ever felt like learning to be healthy is too much of an undertaking, this show will help you discover those healthy habits so that you reconnect, rebuild, and reclaim your health. Today's topic is something that I generally think is very cringy as someone who's worked in the health and fitness space for over 8 years, and that is, I'm using quotations, slimming down for your summer body. Now, as of the release of this episode, summer is right around the corner. Vacations are getting booked, events are coming up, and naturally people are starting to think about feeling better in their body. The reason that I find it so cringy is because it has been overused as a marketing tactic over many years and has perpetuated unhealthy fad diets, unhealthy mindsets around food and dieting, women's bodies, and nourishment. And I think most people have started to see through all of that garbage and BS marketing and language. Now, while I do think that those tactics and the language can be a little bit cringy, that doesn't take away from the fact that women and men are actually starting to think about those things when this time of year comes around. Maybe you're in that place where you're wanting to tone up your body, tighten things up, you're thinking about eating a little bit cleaner, you're thinking about restarting your gym membership, all because you look in the mirror and you see your body and things are not where you want them to be. And then we get to the point where we're willing to try anything to get the results and to get the body that we want. I've been in this industry long enough to tell you, don't waste your time on the fad diets. Don't believe that someone will get you your dream body in 30 days. Now, in that time, you can make plenty of progress, but I want to teach you a sustainable path to weight loss in the times where you feel like you're at a time crunch, but you want to achieve some goals. 7 days, 9 days, whatever the fad is, that's not possible. So in this episode, I want to talk about what to actually do to get sustainable weight loss results. Let's say you're in this situation and you've already started taking steps towards the weight loss that you're trying to achieve. So you make a plan to go to the gym X amount of days a week, to start eating really clean, to cut out alcohol, to cut out sugar, to cut out your favorite desserts, and maybe you're cutting out carbs entirely. Or maybe you're a different person who's trying a different approach, which means skipping breakfast, just having maybe a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and then your lunch is going to be a salad and your dinner is going to be a salad, and you're really cutting back on your intake overall, hoping that because you're eating less, that weight will start to fall off. Or maybe you're doing something else entirely. Wherever you're starting from, I want to give you the foundational truths of what weight loss is all about and what the body needs in order to release that weight. Weight loss is not just math. It's not just calories in, calories out. It can be complex. Now, calories in, calories out can work for some people, but in a modern society where people are so metabolically unhealthy, you can't just say calories in and calories out. Sure, that might work for somebody who's young and they haven't had a ton of metabolic issues. They don't deal with chronic disease, blood sugar problems, hormonal imbalances, gut problems. Sure, calories in, calories out. That might work for people who don't struggle with those chronic things. But for people who do, the equation is a little bit more complicated. Weight loss is not just math. It involves biology. It involves physiology. It involves multiple systems within your body. So let's get into that. Your body, your brain is primed to keep you safe. It's constantly asking, am I safe? Am I nourished? And with those questions that the body is asking, the body also adapts to whatever is coming into the body, the external stimuli. For an example, if your body's asking, am I safe, or is there a stressful situation that I'm in? It doesn't matter what kind of stressful situation you find yourself in. Our ancestors were chased by predators, bears, tigers. Maybe they were fighting wars over territories. But here in modern world, we might have a stressful job. We might have a stressful traffic-ridden commute into work. We might be in straining relationships. And those are the things that make our bodies feel stressed and threatened. Our lives might not actually be on the line when our body sense that threat, but when we feel stressed, our body likes to adapt to that stress. The other question it asks is, am I nourished? Oftentimes, for our bodies to function the best, for our bodies to function well, we need to intake enough calories, enough nutrition, so that our body systems run as they should. Think about putting fuel into a car. The car needs gas in the tank to run. If we're not putting fuel into our bodies to run, our tank is going to be empty. And this is where the metaphor starts to break down, but our body has to draw from other sources of energy to just get there. One of the things that our bodies do when we're not giving it enough food is to downregulate your metabolism. Essentially, that means your metabolic rate will slow down. Your metabolism will start to slow down because your body doesn't know when food is coming back in. It just gets the constant sense that she or he is not feeding me enough. So I need to save what I have just so I have some energy to use when I need it. That's when our metabolism starts to slow down. So predictably, are we fueling our body enough? Are we eating several meals a day? Are we eating several snacks a day? Are we eating enough volume of food and enough good, healthy, whole foods to fuel our bodies and our body's processes? That's another question that our body asks. Now, the next question, so our body struggles with safety and security as well as nourishment. When we're not feeling safe and we're not feeling nourished, our body will go into protective measures just to keep us safe. So that can look like, just like I mentioned, slowing down your metabolism. It can also look like holding on to fat and packing on fat because the body doesn't know when the next meal is coming. The body is not getting predictably nourished, so it feels the need to hold on to that weight. In terms of chronic stress, it's hard for your mind and your body to relax because your mind has been going all day, has been feeling stress. And when you lay down to go to sleep at night, you've got all of these racing thoughts in your head, or your body might feel tense up in the shoulders or tense in your hands or tense in other places of the body because your overall body and system notices patterns of stress. So if you're stressed, whether it be from external stimuli or stress from even internal stimuli, such as infections, inflammation, your body's not going to want to work in the way to lose fat. It's not going to prioritize weight loss or fat loss. If you're in stages of chronic stress, chronic inflammation, chronic undernourishment, what actually plays helpful roles into weight loss? I'm going to introduce 4 things that can contribute to whether or not weight loss attempts will be successful for people. Number 1 is blood sugar. Now, I've had several episodes on the podcast about blood sugar itself. We've talked about this in episode 24 and episode 25 of the Connected Health podcast, and the first few episodes of the Connected Health podcast as well. Episodes 1 through 4 is about women's hormones and health in general when it comes to cortisol, weight loss, belly fat, and burnout. Check all those episodes out if you haven't already. But I'll summarize of one of the things that gets in the way of weight loss. Now, blood sugar is not just a term that people who struggle with diabetes have to deal with. Blood sugar is a reality for all of us. When we eat something, the sugar in our blood likes to raise, and that energy that comes in from the food that we eat needs to be pushed into the cells or stored away for use later. When we don't eat predictable meals or we eat a high sugar diet, high carb diet, our blood sugar can become dysregulated. It's not increasing and decreasing and balancing as it should. So one of the ways to work on that is to make sure that your blood sugar is balanced. Eat several meals spaced out 3 to 4 hours each day. To get extra energy in, space out your snacks as well. So for example, let's say you eat breakfast at 7, you have a snack at about 10, and then you have lunch at around 12. You eat a snack around 2 to 3 p.m., you have dinner at 5 or 6 p.m. That's an example of a timed out clock of your snacks and your meals to help your blood sugar predictably rise and fall. Now, it's not just the timing of your meals, but it's also the content of your meals. And I've got a visual aid for eating balanced meals that I can put in the links below. But you want to think about your plate set up like a circular pie chart. About 25% of that plate should be a protein-rich food. 25% should be carbohydrates, starchy carbs, complex carbs, and then 50% of the plate should be whole foods like fruits and vegetables. That is a visual aid template on how to structure your plates for balanced meals and balanced blood sugar. The second contributor to the success of weight loss is your hormones. This is more of an issue for women, but it can be an issue for men as well. Imbalanced hormones. That's a buzzword in social media. What does that actually mean? It essentially means that for pre and perimenopausal women, where are your hormones falling? And is there an imbalance? Is there an over-dominant role that estrogen, the female hormone, is playing? Is there a role that progesterone is not stepping up to play? Is there overabundance of testosterone for women, which is abnormal and something that we can rebalance? Where are your female sex hormones at? Because if they're out of range, that can affect your ability to lose weight. For men, this can be an issue as well when estrogen might be showing up too high on your blood work, as estrogenic compounds are in personal care products. They're in food. For males, they might have an issue of where testosterone is too low, which is becoming more and more common, and many men are starting to see different types of hormone therapies. So if you're having chronic weight loss issues when your blood sugar is okay and you seem to be doing all the right things, I would recommend your next step being testing your hormones with a provider. Reason number 3 where weight loss can stall is gut health. Are you digesting your food? Are you having regular bowel movements, or are they irregular? Is there a lot of constipation? Is there a lot of diarrhea? Are you hardly having bowel movements? Are you feeling bloated after your meals? Are you experiencing gas or acid reflux at seemingly random times of the day? All of these are questions to ask around gut health, and there's so much more. But if your digestive system is inflamed, if your digestive system is irritated, there are infections growing in there, your body's not going to be absorbing the foods that you eat, and your body might overreact to foods that you normally don't have any issues with. This can present as strange food sensitivities, random reactions to foods that you didn't know you had issues with before. All those symptoms that I listed just a minute ago with the constipation, diarrhea, bloating, gas, acid reflux, all this is tied to gut health. If you're having these issues chronically, I want you to pay attention to them because they could be trying to send your body a signal that something is wrong and that you need to pay attention. And then the fourth root cause of issues with weight loss stalling or becoming a problem is actually under eating. Now, we talked about this just a few minutes ago in the episode. When your body doesn't feel safe or nourished, it actually starts to slow down your metabolism. And I see it day in and day out with almost all of the clients that I see that they're not eating enough. I have them do an intake food log when they start to work with me with health and nutrition coaching. And some of the things that they will self-report that I see is they'll have maybe nothing for breakfast. They'll have maybe a banana for lunch. And then their dinner is 3 slices of pizza, a bucket of chicken wings, and a large fry and some ketchup. And that metabolically means that they might be getting enough calories throughout the day, but it's not from whole foods, healthy foods, or even real food. And most of their calories are loaded up at their last meal of the day. And we have to flip that. I recommend eating, like I said earlier, balanced meals throughout the day. Of course, if you only eat a couple things throughout the day, by the time you're home from work and it's evening, your brain starts to catch up to your body and you start to think, oh my goodness, I'm really hungry. Everything looks so good right now. Your cravings are activated. When you are scrolling on your phone and you see advertisements for the latest mega meal at your local fast food place, all of that starts to sound very appetizing. And that's when we start to make choices that are not very helpful. So these 4 can affect your weight loss: your blood sugar imbalances, hormonal imbalances, gut health or lack of gut health, as well as under eating and undernourishment. So if you're trying to lose weight before summer, before vacation, before a big event, check these 4 categories. Are you overly stressed? Are you eating enough food? Is your gut having symptoms that need to be addressed? And is your blood sugar balanced? If you want to start to rebalance your body and put it in a safe position so that it feels ready to lose weight and to let go of weight, you need to start working on the categories that we just mentioned that you feel like you need to work on. And truthfully, it's going to take some time. If your metabolism is downregulated from many years of stress eating or under eating, it's going to take a bit of time to repair that. Don't think that you can eat healthy for a week and expect weight to fall off. That's not how it works. Sometimes the journey is a lot more complicated, and I think it's best to work with a professional nutritionist, dietitian, health coach to help you with the journey, because on our own, we self-sabotage. We tend to give up. We tend to get frustrated because we don't understand what's going on in our bodies. And having a professional walk with you through the journey can help put your mind at ease and explain what's going on in the body, why some things are taking longer than you expect, and to give you tips and recipes and support along the way. It is possible, but I do want to tell you this one thing. The people who stop fighting with their body and thinking that starving the body and overtraining will help will not see results. But the people who start to work with their body, start to tune in and listen and treat ourselves with love and respect, giving us full nourishment, good sleep, and so much more, will start to see those results. What actually works is paying attention to those root causes and starting to work on them. You don't have to do all of them at once. Maybe it is overwhelming, and that's where a coach can help you in the process. But it does take a degree of consistency, and that means consistency in the choices that you make. Are you going to eat balanced meals consistently? Are you going to get enough sleep consistently? Are you going to work out consistently? You can't just be good for 1 or 2 days out of the week and expect results to happen. It helps, sure. But the more often you make better choices for yourself, the more the results will come to you. Consistency is key. Consistency is not perfection. Consistency is doing your best, and if you make a mistake, getting right back on track. It's hard to do on your own, but with accountability from a friend, a coach, you can go so much farther. If you're frustrated about where your body is at right now and you're trying different things and nothing seems to work, there's nothing wrong with you. You just need a different approach. I've got options for you. You can listen to past episodes and get a deeper dive into blood sugar, hormone regulation, and more. I've got a free metabolism quiz that will be linked below the episode, as well as a free hormone quiz and a free gut health quiz. If you're suspecting metabolic imbalances, hormone imbalances, or gut imbalances, or even all three, I recommend you take one or all of the quizzes. They don't take very long, and they can give you really good insight in what direction that you need to focus your health journey on. If you wanted to have a conversation with me and what it looks like to work together, rebalancing your body, bringing your metabolism back to normal, balancing your hormones, and healing your gut, I give free 20-minute consultations. And if you're curious about just having a conversation with me, reach out to me at vanessa@connectedhabits.com through email, or send me a message on Instagram. My handle is @connectedhabitscoaching. And I'd love to have a conversation with you on what it would look like for you to rebalance your body. And I want you to know that if you're struggling with any of these issues, I see you. I was once in that place too, and I was confused by all of the conflicting information online. I want to simplify the journey for you. The fastest way from point A to point B is to have an expert show you the way. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Connected Health podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation about weight loss, it would mean the world if you would follow the podcast, rate it, and review the show, and share it with someone who might also need this message. Be sure to follow me on the platforms that you're on. All the links will be below. And come join our free community on Facebook, Connected Habits, a community for holistic and sustainable health. And I want you to remember that you are not broken. Your body is not broken. It's just asking to be heard and seen. I'll see you next time.